The thing which I like in your communication is like you speak the things very clearly, right? So for example, if you're asking any question, it's like everything is so clear, a person will understand and will be able to give the answers, right, in a right way. So how do you do so? How it's too clear? How?
Yeah. Ma'am, you have been taking sessions for a very long while, I suppose, and you might have met or dealt with so many different kind of learners. So
Mm-hmm.
many. And
Yes.
I want to know, ma'am, that among all these learners, what is that prominent mistake or the problems you feel that the learners have among them, which is a barrier for them to overcome and not.
So
Thank you.
how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you so much for asking. What about you?
Doing fine. Great. So how is the weather in Mumbai or in Maharashtra? I think you are from there only.
Mm. You remember me? I'm quite surprised that you remember me.
Yeah,
Today I
definitely. I not only with you, to whoever I talk, I mostly remember all. Like whatever the details that they shared with me, it's like everything is there in my mind. Not
great.
like
Have a good
yeah,
memory then. Sharp
yes,
memory. Fact.
yeah, I do have that. That I can say surely.
Because you are a HR. Maybe
Yes, even you have to
happy.
remember. Yeah, we have to remember what hike that he actually expected. At the end, if he says, no, we said that, no, we are fully remembered. No, he said this only. So that's why good thing.
Correct.
Okay,
Ag-
yeah.
Agree. Today, actually, ma'am, I don't want to begin with the topic.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the last video which we had and we discussed about how do learners start talking and how do they need to talk to themselves, how do they
Mm-hmm.
need to practice if they are from basic to advanced level. That
Right.
video quite appreciated by many of my viewers, and in fact,
Okay.
if you go in the comment section and please have a look if you get time, you would see that many of my viewers have appreciated your voice, the way you speak, and they have also complimented. So on behalf of you, I have said thank you to them.
Thank you so much. Definitely, it was a lovely session. Not for us, actually, remember I told you I love to interact with the people. And like you were the one with whom I really shared some good things about me, and even you also shared. So that's why it was really appreciating. And if people are loving it, that's great. That's what your motive is, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for understanding.
Yeah.
Ma'am, today I have certain questions to ask, and I am also going to answer the same questions. So, in a way, they would get answer in a very precise manner. And this
Right.
question is also very relevant to all our learners. So,
Sure,
ma'am,
sure.
am
Yes.
I allowed? Am I allowed?
Yeah, it's okay. It's like a two-way conversation. It should not be like you're only asking. Definitely, I'll ask if I find something that I also wanted to know from you. We'll go for it. That's not an issue. You can go ahead. You can proceed further.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am, you have been taking sessions for a very long while, I suppose, and you might have met or dealt with so many different kind of learners. So
Mm-hmm.
many. And
Yes.
I want to know, ma'am, that among all these learners, what is that prominent mistake or the problems you feel that the learners have among them, which is a barrier for them to overcome and not you know, uh, in a way restricting them
Mm-hmm.
to
Right.
to eradicate it in a way and go
To
beyond the
actually
limit and
overcome
practice.
that situation.
Yeah,
Okay. Correct. So
I would.
definitely, I'm teaching. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. First of all, I would like to listen you first.
The common problems which you think that if our learners are watching us, they would know that if they are committing these mistakes and they
Mm-hmm.
can avoid them.
Right. Okay. So definitely I do agree. I met with a lot of peoples, those who actually feel, quite hesitating in while speaking as well. Like, when it comes to one-to-one session, when it comes to learning with someone, doing conversation, first of all, the first thing that we face that we are introvert, right? talking in English is something, a second thing. First of all, we feel like we are introvert and we cannot actually talk. So that is something which we have to overcome. Definitely, if you actually wanted to learn something, not only I'm talking about English language, definitely to learn anything, first of all, you have to be, a kind of a person that you should have that, okay, I wanted to learn something, right? So this is something. And if I talk about the barrier which people faces, or the things actually they faces, so the first thing is not focus more on grammar. Our main motive is that we always focus that our grammar should be right. But what I feel is, even I would say that I am not too, learning, or, I'm teaching from a very long time. You can even see that I'm around of your age only. So it's like I am also like the one who is learning. Definitely, it's not like I learned. I can give myself, yeah, I'm very good in English. Definitely, I'm also not that much good. So the first thing that you should be is start speaking more and more, more and more. When it comes to grammar, avoid it for some time. Till the time you feel that you are fluent. If you feel like, okay, I'm fluent, I need to focus on my, you can say, on my grammar part, then go for it. So your goal should be clear. First of all, I wanted to say is your goal should be clear. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Your goal is you have to speak, you have to communicate simply. And if everything goes well, then you can focus on the grammar. That's what my suggestion is. I would like to know your views as well.
Okay. Ma'am, from my end, I feel the most annoying thing which I deal with my students, whoever I be with, is that I come up with certain questions to ask them. They come with this intention that they have to improve their English. But
Mm-hmm.
while they start speaking to me, I feel I am speaking to myself. For
Right.
example, I'm asking you, what's your favorite color? Blue. Blue is my favorite color. That's it. Okay, fine. This answer is still expected. If I'm asking you what's your
Right.
hobby,
Mm-hmm.
drawing. Answer
Right.
finish. Drawing.
Right.
You are here to learn English. You are here to speak more. So
Right.
speak. Use the time. You have paid. You are here to learn. Make mistake.
Right.
Try
So that's
speak
what I
more.
said. Don't be afraid of mistakes, because what we feel is we should say less, but at least whatever we will speak, that should be accurate only, which is not possible. We are humans, we do mistakes. So it's okay if you're doing mistake. One thing which you need to think here is, I have to speak, I have to communicate, which should be our main goal.
And one more thing which I observe now in both of us, that
Hmm.
is confidence.
Right.
Although I might be a student, I might make mistake here and there, but the voice, the voice, the modulation in the voice with which I'm speaking, the eye gestures, the hand gestures, it should depict confidence. The loud voice has to be there so that even if you are mistaken somewhere, you're making or committing any small error here and there, that will be concealed totally.
Right.
But to make that happen, many of my students, they come, in the beginning when they enter the session, hello ma'am, how are you? Yeah, ma'am, fine. If you get nervous yourself, if you're so soft spoken, you let the other person know that, oh, I'm very much inferior to you and
Yeah.
I cannot match your level, and there
And
story.
same thing I wanted to share. Right. I'll tell you one of my student story. What happened is, like, I'm talking about during COVID. I was taking classes on one of the platform. Like, it's no more now. They have actually shut their business. So there actually I was teaching, and the lesson plan in which we were focusing was of voice modulation, which was wonderful. Definitely the point which you shared of voice modulation. So we are like, definitely we are kind of a person. If I'm talking about a person who wanted to learn, it's like an introvert first of all. It's like, okay, like giving answers in one word. So if you wanted to improve your English, definitely you have to speak more. And I too agree with the words, with the things which you shared. Definitely confidence is something which is required, to learn anything. If I talk about dance, for dance, what is something which is required? Definitely your confidence only. Otherwise, you're like standing in front of people after learning as well. So that is something we'll miss there as well. So that's what we have to focus actually.
Yeah. One more question from your speaking style I have is, how do you manage to speak so fast?
Okay, so it's like my father is like, the video which you uploaded. I don't upload the videos like this. Nobody has seen like this. Like, everybody is there in my family, but they haven't ever never noticed like this, that how I speak and all. So one day I shown that this is my video. One of my YouTuber, like there was one learner and she uploaded this. So when they were watching the video and they said the same thing, why you speak so fast? I was like, isn't it wrong? So they said, no, it's really right. It's good to have like this, but how how it is, how you have this thing. So I shared with him also. Like my father is also a teacher. He's a maths and science teacher, and he used to take tuition classes. So now you can observe one who is a teacher has to speak a lot, definitely has to speak a lot. And this thing I would say that I grabbed from my father only. He speaks too fast, definitely. So this is what actually it comes. And when it comes to be confident, when it comes to speak anything, I mean, actually, if I say about myself also, if I also do mistake while speaking, I'm talking about any grammar, definitely you will not be able to realize what actually I'm doing wrong or what actually I'm making wrong, right? Because what happens is the fluency which for which I'm speaking here, na, that will hide the things or hide my mistakes as well. When it comes to if I'm not sure about you, I used to take sessions with the people who lives in California, and then like people from different countries. So what I noticed is they speak too fluent too fluent that we are not able to guess what mistakes actually they are doing. So this is what I learned from there as well. Speak fluent, speak fast. You'll get to know. Actually, you will only improve yourself by this, and you will look like a foreigner. How do they speak? So that's what my strategy I have applied for. Even if you want, you can go for it. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. I got all my answers I had for today.
Oh my God, it's done. I would like to know from you now. So let me start the question answer round. Though I haven't prepared anything, but wanted to know from your style also. The thing which I like in your communication is like you speak the things very clearly, right? So for example, if you're asking any question, it's like everything is so clear, a person will understand and will be able to give the answers, right in a right way. So how do you do so? How it's too clear? How?
Yeah. Ma'am, I would say I was in English medium school. My schooling was in English medium, but in such English medium school where all my friends, my teachers, everybody spoke in Hindi. So I started practicing on my own, reading books, explaining it to myself, and I always wanted to be a teacher. Now I teach chemistry to class 11th and 12th, and with their entrance level, that is NEET and JEE, I teach them in private coaching class. So with them, I realized that speaking fast sometimes becomes unclear. Sorry,
Yes. No, no, no.
it
I
becomes
do agree. That's why I'm asking, how can you speak too slowly? For a teacher, it is very much required. I'm not sure about maths teacher and science teacher. My father has to speak fast. If I talk about a teacher, definitely they have to be very slow to make others understand, right? Then a person will be called as a best teacher. Absolutely. Definitely, I see if something is good in you, definitely I have to appreciate. And if something is good in me, you can also appreciate that. So it's a good thing, Not at all. Go ahead.
yeah. So I always felt that the slower I am, the better I convey my message and my thoughts to my students. And the moment they feel that something is misunderstood by them or they didn't get the concept clear, they can point me there itself. So I be very slow and pointing and in the eyes of all my students at a time. This is what I have learned with my years of practice. I have 3 years practice as of now of teaching, and through that I come to know I can read my students mind so clearly, so that if one student is not understanding and I'm speaking slowly, I can make out that that student didn't understand, and I'll make
Yes.
him that I
Need to
understand,
change.
you want to repeat, you want me to repeat. And I always carry a smile so that my students never feel that they are talking to a teacher, they shouldn't be making mistake, they shouldn't be asking their doubts. So I keep the environment so friendly that everyone should feel that I am myself a student, I am just like them, and they can approach me anytime they want.
Correct.
So
Correct.
this is what I feel should be the mutual partnership between a teacher and a student, and that's the reason I feel that everywhere I'm talking slow. My viewers also recommended that, ma'am, you need to be little slow so that we understand. I can speak fast.
Right.
Okay.
I know. Definitely.
But I don't want to because I know that the slower you are, the better. I have also started watching many TED talk speakers, and many achievers are well established in their field. After watching them, I feel that they have employed the strategy of speaking slowly and
Absolutely.
clearly.
Correct.
So
See,
that's what I
see,
observe.
as clear you are, people will make, like, the one who is in front of you will get your points more better. When I talk about my strategy, like, because we don't deal much with the students, I have to deal more with the people. Those are actually already very experienced one in case of this HR. So definitely, I don't feel so that I have to, because if I start speaking slowly, what the problem which I'll be facing is I need to talk to 100 of, I would say I used to check, 100 of CVs in a day. And
Yes,
if I'll communicate very slowly, definitely it will create a problem in my job. This is something which I would say it's my job that I have to speak fast only. If I speak slowly, yeah, definitely for teaching, I also suggest that we have to speak slowly, and then only a person will understand the things very well. Otherwise, he will be like, what the teacher is saying, just skipped. Now you have to repeat it again. It's your, your headache will be there. Now you have to repeat the same thing over and again. So
yes,
that's all right. Absolutely. I do agree with that.
yes.
Okay. And anything else?
No, I don't know how much time are we left with.
Okay, the time is already up. So it's done for today. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next class. Till then, bye bye. Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.